Welcome back. Well, he's known for fashion and love of the arts, supporting exhibits at Crystal Bridges, Walton Arts Center. The man, the myth, the icon, Tony Waller, is here to dish on his podcast, Hanging Out in My Closet. Thanks for being here, Tony.
What's up?
What's up?
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, my goodness. It's so good being here.
Yeah, it's so good to have you.
Yes, thank you so much.
We were just visiting a little bit in the break. You started the podcast informally, formally launched in 2022. But can you give us, your motivation? Why did you want to start this podcast?
You know, it started off because I was at home by myself in the middle of the pandemic, going crazy. And didn't have anybody to talk to.
Yeah.
So I went into my closet and went up to Instagram Live and just started talking, and people just started gravitating. And it was let me show you what's in my closet, to let me talk to you what's in my mind. And all of that got me thinking about the concept of the closet. If you look at historically, the closet has been a place of refuge. It's been a place of hiding things. It's where parents who want to get away from their kids go and hide for a minute.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go in there just to cry, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, so it becomes a place of storage, but it becomes a place of holding things. And I thought, maybe it could be an opportunity to go into my closet, to really go into my closet and talk about the things that we hold into ourselves internally, that we really should bring out and talk about. Things that people normally don't want to talk about, but maybe I can get them to talk about it. And it just started off with me just thinking about subjects that I've always wanted to talk about, and no one was ever talking to me about them. And so I just started with that, and it just went on from there.
And here we are.
The conceptual closet and the physical space
Exactly.
kind of combining into one.
Exactly. So, every once in a while I'll talk about a pair of shoes that's in the closet, but then I'll talk about, hey, here's what's on my mind today.
Right. Are there any episodes or any subjects that kind of stand out, come to the forefront when you think of maybe your favorites?
Probably my favorite at this point is, there are two of them. One, and they're both on the same subject, on forgiveness.
Oh.
What I've learned over my journey is how hard it is to forgive. And I often thought that forgiveness was all about a destination. Like, when I say I forgive you, it's over and done with. What I've learned over the years is that forgiveness is a true journey. It's an everyday thing. And some days I do better at it, and some days I do pretty bad, right? And so it's this constant work towards it. And then the second part of that, a conversation that we did on forgiving yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that was deep. I had a guest on, and I'm not going to tell you who the guest is. I want you to get on there and take a look at it. It is so good, but how we are less forgiving of ourselves than we are of others, and what that process looks like.
Yeah. Is there something that you want listeners to come away with when they're listening to the podcast?
What I really am hoping that people do is become courageous enough and brave enough to have those kinds of conversations with others that ordinarily they wouldn't have. We have gotten to this point, I believe, that it is incredibly difficult to have a real conversation. That if you and I disagree, all of a sudden you're a bad person and I'm good.
Right. It's a fight. Right?
When all it is just is two good people, or three good people, or five good people with different points of view based on their experiences, based on their backgrounds, and we should be able to find ways of having these kind of conversations and accepting people where they are.
Yeah, and having a safe space, too, to have those conversations, so you feel free to share those opinions that are not going to be immediately met with judgment, maybe.
Right.
And being a history guy, Martin Luther King, for me, is a great example of someone who practiced forgiveness, even in extremely difficult situations. So I think the story is inspiring.
Yeah, thank you. It really is, and I'm telling you, we all got to work hard at it. I know I got to work hard at it all the time. Trust me.
Well, you can tune in and listen. Wherever you're listening to your podcast, you're going to find Hanging Out in My Closet. Tony Waller, thank you so much for joining us and filling us in.
Oh, wow,
I'm
what a pleasure.
I'm looking forward to go and listen. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I love it. Please take a listen, and who knows, y'all might have to be a guest on in my closet.
We're coming.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Make that happen.
Let's do it.
Check it out.
Yeah.